Hey gamers, if you love a good abstract war game, then you want to check out Iliad. Let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, one player will play as the Greeks and one as the Trojans, but they do have identical decks of tiles. And every turn they'll be playing out tiles into the board. Two of their tiles will start out on the board each, and then two will start in their hand. As you can see on the grid, they are different colored spots, so you can only play the spots of your own color, and when you're playing, you must play next to something that's already available. So I could start here, for example, but I couldn't start out here because it is not directly adjacent to that other tile. When players are playing, they can also use the tile effects as they play things if they have them and they want to play them. A 1 will let you reposition one of your opponent's tiles that is available, so if it was completely blocked off, you couldn't move it, but as long as it has space next to it, then I could play this 1 and reposition this 2. Maybe I want to put it over there. The 2 will let you reposition one of your own tiles, so when you play that, you can decide that you want to just move a different tile of your own, again, as long as it's not completely blocked off. A 3 will let you swap one of your favor tokens with one that's on the side here. So, maybe I have this -10 in front of me and I really don't want that, so I'll swap it for this 7 and just put that out there. So that would be how that works if you have one to swap when you play that 3. The 4 will let you flip over the 4 and an adjacent opponent tile, and that'll just take those values out of the running for scoring that line or column. These are all optional, so you don't have to do those. And the 4 can be kind of controversial because you don't want to take away a 4 from yourself, but it can be really beneficial if your opponent has a really good setup as well. The 5 is just worth 5 value for scoring, and then this last tile with the arrows on it will take on the value of both things next to it. So if I put it here, it would have a 3 and whatever is next to it here when we're scoring this column, and it would have whatever is next to it on both of those sides when we're scoring this row. So if I'm going to play, I might just start off strong. I might just play my 5 to this one here, and then maybe my opponent will play their 4, but they're going to flip over both of these. So now we don't have those as well. And every time you play, you are going to draw another one. So I don't really want to play my 3 because I don't have any tiles to swap right now, so maybe I'll play this one over here since there is a value here. I could play it up here, but it wouldn't take on any value because there's nothing there next to it. And then maybe my opponent will play this 4, and same thing, maybe they're going to flip both of these over. And then I'm going to play my 3 here. Whenever a row or a column is completed, then you will take the value for each player and see who wins. In the case of a tie, which we have here for this column, we both have the same value. Whoever's turn it is will win that tie. So I won the tie because I played the last tile there. And then you would take both of these tiles, the favor tokens here, and then whoever won the row would get to keep one and give the other one to the opposing player. So the goal is to have one of every different god token in front of you at the end of the game in order to win. And if it comes down to it where you both or neither have all 5, then the values will matter. So because I don't have any yet, I might just take the higher value and give the other one to my opponent. And players will keep going back and forth, playing their tokens, using their abilities until the whole board is full, and then you'll look at the tokens, the favorite tokens that everybody has. Again, if you get all 5 and the other player does not, then you will win the game. Or if you get 4 god tokens and both marriage tokens, that also counts as having all 5. So again, if one player has that and the other doesn't have all 5, then you'll win the game. And then at that point, if neither of you have all 5, or both of you have all 5, or the 2 marriage tokens and 4 others, then you'll look at the values of all of your different tokens. You will add up all of the negative points for all of those tokens or positive points from these tokens. But for the god tokens, you'll just take the highest value of each different god. So you'll add those up, and then whoever has the most points at that point would win. Overall, I thought this one was fine. I thought it was a pretty standard abstract strategy game. I didn't think it did anything that interesting. Overall, I found it a little bit dry. The one thing I did like about it was the layout of the board, being that everything was checkered, so you couldn't play directly next to yourself. You had to always play next to your opponent, and you didn't have to play next to exactly the last one that they played, which I liked. So I liked that you could never say oh, you took the spot I wanted to take. You had to play to certain slots for your own color. So I think that made it a little bit easier to like wrap my head around, which I do usually struggle with abstract strategy games. So I thought that that kind of made this a little bit more approachable because I knew that where I had to eventually play into all of those spots. I thought that it was a little bit interesting that whoever won the line and like ties went to the player whose turn it was. So you could try and set yourself up to score on a certain line if you could block your opponent out of being able to finish that one. Especially because of moving the two different tiles around, depending on how you got those tiles to come out of your shuffle. But overall, I thought that, it worked fine. Everything worked well about it. I think it's interesting that there was a couple of different layers to scoring and how you overall won the game. But overall, still an abstract strategy game. Didn't really feel like it had any kind of theme. Didn't need to be this theme. Could have literally been anything. But if you like abstract strategy games, you might like this one. But you can check my full thoughts on the blog today to decide if this one is for you.